Enters the cage with a record of 6-2, weighing in at 66 kilograms. He is a former Battle Arena European champion and former ISKA kickboxing world champion. Proudly hailing from Bedford, Tim the Ginger Wizard Quinlan! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Aspire CSA, KC Fight Base and the MMA Academy. He enters the cage with a record of 2-0. He weighs in at 66 kilograms, a World IMAF Youth Champion, proudly hailing from the fighting city of Liverpool, Ruthless Regan Obrien Bellamy! Your referee in charge when the action begins, Carl Little.
Harry, we were just previewing this fight here just before it started. Big fight here for Regan Obrien Bellamy tonight, taking on a tough challenger in Tim Quinlan.
Yeah, Tim Quinlan, obviously considerably older, has the kickboxing experience, has had more MMA fights at this rule set. Regan Obrien Bellamy, though, I think he was just born into combat sports. He's had so many junior fights, IMAF world champion, many jiu-jitsu matches. Interesting to see how this fight goes early. Obviously, it's no secret what the plan is for both guys. Beautiful takedown by.
And you've got to think, of course, that was the plan for Obrien Bellamy, getting that takedown there early doors.
Yeah, obviously one of the lads from our gym fought him, so I've studied him a lot, and the movement quality of his grappling is really high.
Looking to take the back immediately. Lovely back take. You were just saying about his movement, and there it is.
Yeah, there is just a proficiency about his movements when he's grappling that you don't see in 16-year-olds generally. Quinlan, obviously the older person, more experienced in striking, but he has found himself in a really bad spot early.
He certainly has.
Regan cranking through the arms and the face of Quinlan.
And that just shows the strength of him as well at 16. Incredible, the physique he's in for just 16-year-old.
Yeah, one of his coaches just shouts, don't burn out. Obviously smart advice. I think he lets it go. Position wasn't quite right and he's just going to readjust. Quinlan doing a good job of fighting the hands, but this is a bad position to be in. This is tough. Body triangle locked in, they're dry, it's early. His squeezes are like full freshness. This is not a good position to be in when the fight starts.
The body triangle as well, just to touch on that does really take it out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially a standing body triangle. Quinlan is having to hold both of their weights here, and it's getting deeper in. Regan is doing a really good job with the hand fight. Quinlan, again, just rescue himself at the last second with the odd grip change here and there. I think...
Looking to fish us under the neck, though, here is Regan Obrien Bellamy. Nice shot from the Liverpudlian.
Quinlan almost doing a lap at this point, but it is a very tough position. You're just trying to get a little bit of space where you can get your back on the wall. Those shots, they look like they've got a decent bit of pop to them from Regan.
Relentless here from Bellamy.
Yeah, and he's very calm. He just took a look at his dad. Seems to be breathing fairly normally. He doesn't look like he's taking panicked fight breaths, but obviously he's competed that much. Quinlan himself, to his credit, has remained calm in these positions, but he just keeps getting closer and closer. And one mistake from Quinlan, and this fight is over.
Like you say, Regan just so calm, and his shot selection's been so nice. He's not rushed his work here while he's been on the back, and he's landed some down-chin strikes. 10 seconds to go here in this opening round.
It will be interesting to see if this takes anything out of Regan's legs. Like, obviously he's a very experienced grappler who's been here a ton, but sometimes fights are just different. Regan does not look like he's fatigued. He just walks back to his corner calmly. Quinlan, again, didn't seem to expend a ton of energy there. It's very interesting to see how the second round goes. I feel like there is the obvious. Regan is going to come out, and I think he's going to try and strike with Quinlan just enough to draw him into it, and then he's going to shoot. And when Regan takes people down, he'll typically he'll break people down, he'll go for his pressure passing, but he's waiting for that back exposure. When people try and stand up, they almost always expose their back to some extent, and had he not been as proficient with his back take and his hooks and dexterous with his legs, Quinlan would have got up and he'd have, you know, exposed his back to stand up. But Regan was very good at just latching on. His hooks just came in so fast. Quinlan needs to keep the distance and he needs to not fall into the catch-22 of you've just been grappled for a round. You want to get it back, you want to swing at them, you want to go hard, but he cannot rush in and give his hips.
Of course, that's easier said than done though when you've got somebody like Regan Obrien Bellamy across the cage from you.
Obviously Quinlan, very experienced striker, experienced in like that style of kickboxing. He might have some sneaky tricks in his arsenal.
Lovely backhand though from Obrien Bellamy.
Yeah, Bellamy just seems very, very calm and collected.
Looking again for that high kick. We've seen that early in the first round. Lovely stance switch, yeah, to throw a spinning kick to the body.
Yeah, very nice work. Quinlan, again, decently calm, but because of the threat of the takedown, he can't counter as much as you want to do. And then Regan faded the takedown there, got a big reaction and landed a shot.
Nice kick to the head there from Bellamy, now showing his striking prowess. Gets tagged there.
Quinlan managing to back Bellamy up for the first time in this fight. He needs to be careful not to give his hips up. Just like that, his gum shield comes.
But of course, it's to the referee's discretion when it gets stopped to put that back in. The action does not need to stop here, and it has not.
Yeah, Quinlan from a good gym. Cracking MMA, they're a good gym. Obviously, we don't know about them as much up here, but they're a decent gym down south. He's clearly well prepared for these situations. We can't not mention the fact that he's coming to the fight with 2 black eyes, which is, you never really know what that means. Like, and a beautiful...
Quinlan doing a good job here, though, of getting his back up against the fence again.
Yeah, well, you got to think, as much as Regan is a physical specimen, Quinlan is a fully grown man. Like, that does count for something.
Can Regan get it to the floor? Yes, he can. What can Quinlan do from here? Well, what would you like to see Quinlan doing from here?
He needs to be very careful. He needs to make sure if he gets to his side and gets in his underhook needs to be deep. He needs to start framing. It's a very tough one because Regan's pressure is really good and he's very well prepared to deal with a lot of the typical get-ups. So when Quinlan, you know, inevitably has to give a little bit of back exposure, Bellamy can be very, very fast at punishing that. So for Quinlan, he needs a sense of urgency. He needs to mind his P's and Q's.
Lovely step into mountain now, looking to take the back. But Quinlan almost rolls into a mount there.
Yeah, there was a split second where he could have... if he'd have caught Bellamy a bit more off guard, he might have got out of that position, but Bellamy just rolled the position. Now he's going for that cross grapevine, a very interesting technique. I really like that. Big shots, and then he just settles him back down again.
Methodical work here from the young man from Liverpool. Quinlan, though, again, just like we've seen in that last fight, not giving up here. He's trying everything to get out of this position.
Yeah, he's trying everything, and he's doing well at mitigating the damage and mitigating the risk. Obviously, that is 2 dominant rounds for Regan Obrien Bellamy.
We will see the 3rd round once again here tonight. But it's money in the bank, isn't it? This is invaluable experience for both men.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Obviously, it's Bellamy's first time fighting a fully grown man, and there is a little bit of a difference. Like, I had it in Thai boxing fights and stuff when I was 16. It does feel different, especially when you see. I mean, when I was 16, I was a skinny little noodle. I wasn't like Regan, but it is different. There is just a little bit of a difference about the strength. Quinlan, I hate to always talk about that catch-22. He needs to make something happen, but he can't get too overzealous trying to make something happen and give his hips and give the takedown.
I don't think it's unfair to say that Quinlan will be down on the scorecards here, but I've been impressed with what we've seen from him. He's remained very calm. He's not panicked, where we could see a lot of athletes doing that.
Yeah, Regan just calm enough to say a few words to his dad. I couldn't quite catch what they were.
Here we go, the 3rd and final round in this one. Featherweight contest here at King of the Octagon.
Quinlan faking his way in. Regan keeping good base, staying measured. Nice low kick. Again, I'm not 100% sure what style of kickboxing Quinlan was world champion, but if it wasn't a low kick style, that is something Regan could look to exploit.
Quinlan now coming forward with some shots of his own, but once again, Regan Obrien Bellamy gets in on those hips and takes the fight to the floor.
Absolutely beautiful takedown, very GSP-esque. He like went double leg, got elbow deep with his right arm and ran the pipe. Beautiful takedown. Quinlan needs to make something happen without making too much happen and giving his back.
Absolutely, action right in front of us here in the commentary booth.
I think if Regan was to get his head on this side and get it into the chin of Quinlan, he could maybe have a bit of an easier time getting his back to the mat. But I think instead he's going more for like a diagonal pressure where he's hipping into that knee, so he's really focusing on not allowing Quinlan to get his left leg out from underneath.
One in there for Quinlan for a fence grab.
Quinlan now starting to turn away. He's doing a good job posting on his hand. If he'd have posted on his elbow, Regan could have got to the Dagestani handcuff or the wrist ride. Beautiful
Lovely work from nodded there to the commentary booth.
Yeah, Regan he's doing a good job, a patient job of getting the damaging positions. Obviously, he's 2 rounds up, so it's not you'd forgive him for just going meh and just posturing up and going crazy. But like, he's just being patient and methodical here.
The shot selection again, you can see there, like you just said, he's not rushing his work, and you can see that them shots are damaging. We can hear them there, they're right in front of us.
Yeah, again, not like he's not getting much of a wind up on the shots, but they do seem to be solid. I think he could maybe do with a bit of the Khabib pushing the chin and getting like a frame in, but he's not lost the mount, so what can I say? I think he's going for a triangle here.
Yeah, working his way up the body of Quinlan.
He's trapped the arm. He's got an arm trap in mount. Quinlan gets his arm back. We do need to talk about how good a job Quinlan has been doing of mitigating a lot of the offense here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he gets back to half guard.
Yeah, it's easy when there's a fighter like Obrien Bellamy here, but Quinlan, like you've just said there, mitigated a lot of damage here tonight.
Yeah, like, it was not a bad performance from him. Like, obviously, Regan is going to walk away with his hand raised here. It was a dominant performance.
Bows there towards the commentary booth.
He's a good kid as well. He is a nice kid. But yeah, fantastic fight. It's exactly what you need at this stage in your career. Going out there, pitching a shutout against a fully grown man, a world champ in kickboxing, mitigating the damage. And to Quinlan's credit, to Team Kraken's credit, Quinlan came in really well prepared in this fight. He did some really nice stuff. Obviously, he made a little bit of a mistake giving his back up early in round 1. Made that read, corrected it with how he was doing his get-ups in the later rounds. It's just, he just struggled to get a bit more and more go, or he could get less and less going as the rounds went on.
Yeah, like you say there, good performance from Quinlan, but what a performance from Regan Obrien Bellamy.
Yeah, solid performance. Yeah, he seems like the kind of kid who'll be hypercritical of himself, and I'm not sure how happy he'll be with this because he didn't get the finish, but it's all money in the bank. I mean, he's only just finished his GCSEs.
We've seen some of the fighters Liverpool have produced as well. Do you think he could be the next big thing out of Liverpool?
Yeah, I genuinely, I 100% think he'll be in the UFC one day.
Big call there from Harry, and we will now go to the MC for the official result.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the result, give it up to both men for going the distance. All 3 judges scored this bout 30-27 in favor of your winner via unanimous decision, Ruthless Regan Obrien Bellamy!
Yeah, and as we thought, Regan Obrien Bellamy takes a decision there. Lovely showing of respect at the end of this one, but what a performance from the young man.